thought I'd do something a little bit different today. I'm going to make chorizo and eggs. Start off by getting an onion ready here. Only going to use half of this. Get that paper off of the cutting board here. Alright. Trick I learned a while ago. Right there is the root of the onion. If you cut it this way, nothing happens, but if you cut it this way, it puts that gas out that makes you cry. So avoid cutting right there. I like my onions long and stringy, so I'm just going to cut it like this. And again, as long as I avoid cutting right there, I'm fine. I also like a little jalapeno in mine. I had taken this one and I had removed the stems and seeds because I don't like them. I did that off camera, not thinking people might want to know how. So once I've got these cut, I'll crack the eggs open, beat them, then I'll get everything on the stove and start cooking. For this, you want to use a lot of eggs. I'm going to use 6 myself. I would use more, but currently that's what I have. And of course, it never fails. Always get a little eggshell in there. You want to get these good and beat up. Set these aside. I'll beat them again just before they go into the dish. I had started a second ago. I forgot to heat the pan first. Working with cast iron, you got to heat your pan up before you start cooking. So I just cut that footage off. It's just a waste. So all you got is me putting a little olive oil in the pan and dumping the onions and jalapenos in there. Just waited a few moments to get the pan started. It's still a little cold yet, but it'll be fine. I'm just going to saute the onions till they start turning translucent, and then I'll add the chorizo in and we'll go from there. Once the pan gets good and hot, it don't take long to get the onions ready. You can see they're about halfway there now, and I've only really had it going about a minute and a half. Would have been less had I'd warmed the pan first. But I got so excited to make the video I wasn't thinking straight. You can let them sit a little bit longer in the pan and don't stir them as much as I do, but they have a tendency of burning, so I just like to keep them moving. You can see some of them already are turning translucent. Thicker ones still have a little ways to go. We'll be ready for the chorizo in just a moment. Onions don't have to be fully done, fully caramelized before you have the chorizo, because they are going to continue to cook while you cook the chorizo. I just like to have them mostly done before I add the chorizo in. That way you get a good oniony flavor mixed in with the chorizo, as well as having the grease from the chorizo flavor the onions a little bit. So I just went to the meat market, picked up some chorizo. This is actually a pound. More like a brick, but you just cut it into small pieces. It'll brown up just fine. Just gotta start mixing it in so the chorizo hits the pan and not just the onions. And keep breaking it up as you go. Kind of hard to tell with this chorizo when it's done or not because of the spice in it. It changes color ever so slightly, so just make sure to give it a fair amount of time to make sure it's good and done. Last thing you want to do is be eating half raw pork. You see a little here in the center where you can tell it's not cooked at all. But like you saw, I only put it in there a few seconds ago. I just keep working on breaking it up and stirring it into the onions. You see the onions changing color, getting the grease from the chorizo. They're starting to turn a little orange. I wish you could smell this. It smells great. Alright, now we're starting to get somewhere. We've got 2 more ingredients to add. Be right back. I took a can of pinto beans, rinsed and strained them earlier. And the technique with these is you smash them in. You're not going to smash them all, but just keep smashing them in as you go. The grease from the chorizo will be absorbed by the beans, and it just gives you a really, really good flavor. Don't take but a minute or two once the beans are added to be ready for the eggs. You don't want to smash all of the beans, just some of them. You can see the onions in there are fully caramelized now. And the chorizo is completely done. I'm just smashing a couple of the smashing a couple of the beans. so that they cook a little faster. Every now and then you want to scrape your spatula on the edge of the pan, get those beans back in there. Now for the final part, add the eggs. Gotta beat them one last time. Pour the eggs in. Don't forget to rinse the bowl out right away. And just mix them together. The eggs will be cooked within a minute. You definitely don't want to let this part sit. You want to keep it moving. Get the eggs thoroughly mixed in with the beans, chorizo, onions, and keep scraping the bottom because they will stick and burn. When the eggs are no longer shiny on top, you'll know you're done. Just keep stirring and flipping. You can see how the eggs are only shiny in a couple small spots. As soon as that little bit of shininess is gone, that means the eggs are thoroughly cooked. And now you got yourself one monster meal of chorizo and eggs. Make for excellent breakfast burritos. Last step, heat up your tortillas and make yourself your burritos. Okay, getting your tortilla ready. This is the old school way to do it. You got to be careful. Just throw it directly on the burner, flip it a couple times, and you're golden. If this is something you're uncomfortable with, you can throw the bag of tortillas in the microwave for a few seconds. You can get a tortilla warmer. Use them cold, but personally, they don't taste the same if you don't heat them. This seems to be the best method right here. So if you do this method, just be careful. Maybe get a set of tongs to move them with. I've been doing this all my life, so to me this is just normal. So just be careful if you do this method, okay? You know it's done when you start seeing burn marks on it. That's all you need to see, is just that little bit. Okay, earlier I forgot to have my plate ready, so could be worse. Finish it off. Put some on your tortilla here. Make sure you get a little bit of my jalapeno in there. Preferably a little bit more than that. And for me, gotta have my cheese. Personally, I like sharp cheddar with this, but you can do whatever you like. A little bit more than that. And a little bit of hot sauce to finish it off. Alrighty. I hope you enjoy this. If you find this video tasty, please like, please subscribe, hit the notification bell for future videos. By all means, share this video and leave your comments below. Thank you and have a great day.